to the instructional part of the video. You can get tabs and backing tracks if you go to my website, www.erichaugenguitar.com. Today, I'm playing with a 1966 Fender Mustang with Tom Brentley pickups, using the bridge position pickup, running through my Silvertone 1484 amp with a Weber Mini-Mass attenuator in the mix, and then, some reverb and maybe some EQ in post. That's what you're hearing. Now, let's learn this thing. The opening run is out of A minor. Now already we're approaching a principle of John Frusciante's playing. He is very good at hitting many strings, but only getting one note. And so this solo, is going to have a couple of his tricks in it. So that's a great thing to practice already. So let's first look at the melody. It's all on the G string out of the A minor scale. I'm really just going up an A minor scale. So if I don't hit a whole bunch of extras, so that's 2 to 4 to 5 to 7 to 9. With a little bit of sliding. And that would sound nice. But to get, the full John Frusciante effect, and this is Nile Rodgers also. I mean, it's just a very classic thing. You want to practice. I have my thumb wrapped around, so he's blocking those first ones. And then the rest of my index finger is blocking the other ones. That's one thing to practice, because that's a big, if you want that. What's the one I'm thinking of? That's a big part of that, because it's not, which is a cool sound too. It's just not his sound. He's really good at smashing through all those strings. So, my melody. Back down to 4, and then I do a small bend on this 9 of the G, just 1 fret, because that gets me that F natural, because I'm in A minor, and I come out of it. So 7, 5, and then you have 4, 5, 7 goes up, 4. Now the chord progression is going to give me an E minor, F natural, so I do that's just E minor, 0, 0, 2, and then an F9, 3, 0, 1. Yeah, so this backing track, I know when I title something Frusciante, you're expecting like, something like Funky Monks or something great like that. But this is actually a little more based on the more psychedelic folk rock stuff that they do. Maybe like, I don't know, I feel like it's got a little bit of like a little more of the Breaking the Girl kind of feel to it, even though it's not in 3. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. So. Now this is another big one that I use all the time. Again, that same thing of being able to hit multiple strings, but only get the ones you want. So let's look at it. Again, this is all A minor. So yeah, you do need to know your scales across the fretboard or connect your positions to each other to be able to do this. So I'm sliding in I'm ending up at, starting on my G, 9 and 10. That's an E and an A. Back it up. So if I don't do it all crazy, 5 and 5, 4 and 3, 5 and 5. There's my little A minor melody there. But if you do it Frusciante style, so you're working on getting all that. And that's a very useful thing. I utilize that all the time when I'm playing live. On YouTube, you see me play fairly elegantly, but in real life, when there's a rhythm guitar player and a loud drummer hitting the cymbals hard, I find myself doing a lot of things like this, where I'm just trying to get heard on this spunky little Mustang. And that's where that ability really comes in handy, because you're trying to get heard, and on a Fender guitar, you hit a wall with output, and you're like, wait a second, if I hit more notes, I get more sound, physically. Just goes around again. And again, I'm like, oh, here comes that E minor, here comes that F. That's another thing I hear him do, his little... That's in Under the Bridge, yeah, that kind of, oh, I forget the chord, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, in those bridges, I love his little, his little upper chord partials. So my upper chord partial on my E minor is just a 5 and a 7, and then here's my F, so it's a 6 and a 5. First inversion. That's how I bridge those gaps. So the first inversion is 10, 8. So to me, that's maybe the best lick in the solo, so let's go over it again. I feel like that's very Frusciante-esque. Now, and that's kind of touching on his more recent playing, where when he was last in the Peppers, where he's much more minimal and lyrical as opposed to like choppy. So that little A minor melody. I'm on my 12 on my B, little bend. Pinky gets that 12 up high. Yeah, that's like, as he got older, he got really simple and lyrical with his solos. Going back to get that 8 to 10. All just, just being able to see A minor all across the fretboard to go different places. And then I'm like, oh, you know what else he does? He'll do harmonized sixes at you also, so that's what I do there. If I did harmonized thirds and fourths, might as well do the other one. All A minor still. That's gonna go. That's 7. That's 9 and 8. And again, working on getting just those. So yeah, 9 and 8, 7 and 7. 5 and 5. Here comes that E minor to F. Yeah, I totally pulled that from Under the Bridge. So there's my E minor again, which is just 5 and 7. I turned my F into an F major 7 because I knew he would if he had the chance. So that's 10, 10, 12. And I'm like, oh, the solo's almost over. I need to go high and put even more notes in. And that's very much, yeah, he does that all over Blood Sugar Sex Magic. There are some solos that are just like, oh, what's the one I'm thinking of? Oh, and what does he do? That's, that sounds Suck My Kiss, he does that. Say what you want about the lyrics of those records, but the playing is great. Yeah, so my take on that was still A minor. My take on that idea was, well, I'm going to go up to 15 and 15. Because that's out of a pentatonic minor scale. Yep, so pushing that B string up. That's still just an A minor chord. Hello. 13 and 12. That's what it does there. And then here comes my E minor, which is 12, 15. Just being smart. My F, I move that index finger up one to the 13. He's going to go out and get that 17. And then land back at that 13 and 12 for the A minor there. Yeah, there you go. Some of the takeaways from this lesson would be obviously the right hand, left hand muting combinations, although I guess this one doesn't really have much right hand muting. It's all about taking your time with your muting. There's no quick way to get good at it, but man, once it's one of your tools that's in your tool belt, so very useful. It's so satisfying to dig in that much on the guitar. There's also those upper chord partials, there's playing to changes, there's minor scales running across the fretboard, so there's a lot of different things in this that merit some time to sit around and play with. Good luck.